Yeah! Welcome to Masa on the Keys today, and I know I'm not playing piano today, but another episode of Vocalists React. And today I have two wonderful friends of mine. I'm so lucky to have so many different vocal friends. And I can just, hey, message them and they can make it. Anyway, enough of me talking. Introduce yourself a little bit.
Well, now I'm a little embarrassed. I'm Brandon Wong, and I have been singing for about 4 years. I mean, I sang when I was a child, but I don't know if that counts, so we're just going to stick with this one. And on top of that, I do freelance voice acting. I work for commercials or narration, anything you need, really. So.
And he's a
musical theater performance major.
Hi, I'm Josie. I've been singing since I was little, like Brandon, but more professionally since end of high school. I'm a vocal jazz major, and I sing with Masa in jazz combo.
Yeah. So last time Rasheen on the jazz side and Ryan on the classical voice side, but this time Josie on the jazz side, Brandon on the musical side, because the selection I chose was almost like Being in Love. That's a musical, originally from musical, and I think the very famous one is by Gene Kelly singing and dancing. It's just fabulous. If you have a chance, you should go check out. I think it's on YouTube. Stop, go check out, come back, watch mine, compare, and watch this video. Anyway, enough of me talking. So these two haven't yet to see my performance, so I'll show them what I did, and let's go from there. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. What a day this has been, what a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love.
I have a lot to say. Okay, are you ready?
Okay. So, if you don't know me, I am not a vocalist. I don't study voice. Though I did take voice lesson about 6 years ago, but that was the last time I did. And since then, I haven't. And the very last time I sang was my video of me singing Fly Me to the Moon. And because I got so many good advice from Ryan and Rasheen, I basically tried. And that's what I came up. And since it was Valentine's Day, so I thought, it would be nice to sing some kind of love song, and that's why the selection is almost like Being in Love. Now, this is the most scary moment. First question I have to both of you: what is your first impression?
My first impression? I really liked it. I genuinely, it felt like you had the emotion behind it, and I love seeing the intro and how you go about emoting. Your breathing needs some work, because you look exhausted while singing that. But I can get more into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I also loved it. Like right from the get-go, you had some energy. I would argue many musicians and vocalists in particular really struggle with grasping.
Mm-hmm.
You had it, amazing. And also that musical theater vibe, I'm here, I'm taking up space, and I'm excited, and I'm going to enchant the pants off of you. Had that down. So
Nice.
well done.
I'm now the relief to hear. I thought I was about to get like broken down today, or maybe crying tonight, but I think I don't have to do that tonight. Anyway, let's go next question, shall we?
All right.
What's one thing one or two, doesn't matter. What's one thing that I did well that you found in the video? Like, either technique or the performance itself, anything. What you thought?
It felt like you were very connected to the song. Every word that you said felt like it had the correct emotion behind it being portrayed. And a lot of your motions that your body did felt natural and, that's it, natural and real.
Yeah, very genuine. Let's see. What else? Like, your energy was great. Your volume was very consistent. Like, really good at, I'm like really impressed with your projecting. And it seemed like you were pretty grounded, like in your core. Let's see, what else? It just like energy consistent, volume consistent overall.
Nice. So the story actually goes 6 years ago. This piece particular was the very last song that I sang with this particular vocal instructor. So I knew the song okay, and I knew the piano part, okay. So, and that's why the last time when I sang Fly Me to the Moon, I put myself for 30 days, but this time I only put myself on 2 weeks, basically 14 days. So this time was, of course, obviously I knew the song, I sang before, and I knew the piano part already, so much more easier to grasp on. But all right, now this is time to go down, and I might cry tonight. Anyway, what did I do that I need fix? Is vocal technique, performance, and it can be anything.
It's your first time, so I'll be gentle.
Actually, it's second time, so you don't have to master anything.
Okay, well, here we go. My favorite part. So, your breathing felt very shallow for a lot of it. It didn't feel like you were connected, which is why I was so impressed that you stayed in tune for pretty much all of it, because you were supporting yourself with like half of the power that you really have. A lot of your breathing came to like here, and then you were just trying to support it, but it had a lot of raspiness to it. So it was just like you were fighting. I think you should learn to connect, the bottom half of your breath so that you can get more power behind, because you have the power. It's not that it's not there, you're just not using it right now. Another thing, I think you can actually be quieter in the beginning. I think you don't need to stretch as hard, because it sounds to me like the notes are in your range, maybe a bit on the high end, but like they're there. You have them. But by pushing every single note out just to say like, I know this song, you lose out on some of the emotion behind it. So instead of going, this so rare mood I'm in, maybe you would like focus on the words. It's so rare mood I'm in. Something like that.
So I guess it's a matter of phrasing and adjusting how much I don't know, spit out.
Because you don't.
it in.
Because you don't need to give all of your voice for every single thing, because you're just going to tire yourself out. Whereas you could pull back on some stuff and then lean into what needs the emotional support, and then you can pull back again and just play with that and have fun with that. I think that's like the next step.
Yeah.
That you could go for.
Okay.
Yeah, so like adding, like thinking about your phrases and changing up where you wanna go with the song. That's a really good point. I noticed that some of your phrases were rhythmically a little like off.
Okay.
And I think a good way to fix that would be like snapping, because sometimes you would kind of stretch out words, and with jazz you can change up the rhythm
Yeah.
when you want. But like, if you want to kind of like dive deeper into kind of the sway of the song, like snap the hell out of it, and you'll find that your words kind of land in sweeter spots.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Actually, this is absolutely amazing because the breathing and phrasing is the two things Roshni and Ryan talked last time, and obviously I wasn't breathing enough. I wasn't singing from diaphragm, and I was singing like a robot last time on the "Fly Me to the Moon." I was like, "Fly me to the moon," and so Ryan just saw it, and Masa, you have to breathe more. And Roshni saw it, and she said, Masa, you have to relax and phrase like you're talking to the audience. But now I feel like, okay, I thought I breathed more, but I wasn't using, diaphragm enough. And I think I stretched phrasing a little too much on, a little to the edge.
And if you want, we could go to the specific spots and like kind of play with it if you'd like. Like take like a couple lines and then just mess around with them and see what happens.
And can I say something on that point?
Yeah.
When playing with the rhythm, there is a musical theater technique that you can do where you do stretch out one part. The trick is then you have to speed up another part to catch up. And so there are some parts where if you want to stretch out those parts, that's fine. You just got to make sure that you keep them, in time later. You have to catch up somewhere.
So you always basically have to be feeling the pulse. So you can lose some part, but you need to catch up, as you said.
Exactly.
It's difficult.
Breathing and singing is really difficult. I think for some people it does come naturally, but I as a vocalist have always struggled with my breath support. So it's hard. It doesn't appear overnight.
Did you say breathing and singing? I say just breathing is hard. Honestly, that's like the hardest step.
But you have a point there, because as a non-vocal student, non-vocal musician, singing from diaphragm doesn't really click in my head, because I'm not really trained to sing from diaphragm, and I don't really know how to open the diaphragm, as Dr. Haslett always said. The professional vocalists, and probably you guys know how to do it, but I just don't know how to open up the diaphragm and sing from the diaphragm, and I'm still trying to figure out what it feels like. It's
I noticed that you did a lot of this, and I think that's great. Like trying to, that's how we vocalists like often connect with our technique, is through like I'll put my hands on my jaw to like relax my jaw, or here to like relax my tongue, and here is a great way to connect to the core. Like you're doing everything you need to improve. So to it on that.
I guess I have more to improve. Yeah, of course, it's always.
Don't we all?
Yeah, don't we all have? Yeah. All right. Now, last question. I guess I don't have to cry tonight, but overall, in general, everything included, how would you score my performance? You can be harsh and you can judge me as a vocalist, or you can also give me as a performer or entertainer in general category, or you can give me two different scores.
So I'll do the two different categories.
Okay.
That'll be nice. I would say around a 5 to 6 for vocal. You have the idea of what you need down, and there's room to grow, and I love that. So it's mainly just make sure you're on your breath and be breathing properly, and that'll get you everywhere. Performance-wise, I'd say 7 or 8, it really, I could see what the song meant to you. The next step with that one would just be like really figuring out what gestures you want. And sometimes the power of stillness could actually help you, where you don't move for a certain part, so that makes your next gesture that much more engaging. But yeah, that's the score I did.
Thank you. It's actually higher than I expected. We were talking before we start shooting, and he was saying he would be a little harsh, and I said, just be harsh. I want to hear the most realistic opinion. And yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
It was a little higher than I expected. I'm quite happy. All right, Josie.
Oh man, I hate grading people. I would say if I were to give you an overall score, I would give you like a 6.5.
Ooh.
Because there's some technique issues, but that is growing. So maybe if I were to grade you as like just as simply a beginner performer, I'd probably give you like an 8.5. So I guess previous is more like harsh, like
The professional was vocalist.
singer, yes. Because and when it comes to performing, like technique aside, like it's the emotion that your audience gets from you. I think that is the most moving of all and the most important of all. And you did really well on that part. So yeah.
Great. Any other comments you want to add on before we close this video?
Buy my merch.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, I will put their social media down in the description box below, so please go check them out and follow them, of course. And also, please don't forget to share, subscribe if you like these kind of content. Enough of me talking. Let's close this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace! Selection I chose this time was almost like being in love. The selection